Playoffs after playoffs after playoffs. That's all Mouse have known since adding Spinks to the squad. They have high expectations, and for good reason. Question is, Jacob, can Furia defuse their run before it even gets ticking?
I hope tous is right. I hope we get a competitive match, and I hope we get 2 close maps. Unfortunately, I don't have too high hopes for that to happen, to be completely honest. I think Mouse is a team that has played Counter-Strike at an incredible high level, and we saw in Austin that even when they're not playing their A game, they're still good enough to beat a lot of the teams below them. Now, coming into Cologne so far, they've been looking great. Lost a narrow game versus Spirit in a well-fought fight. I think Mouse are the heavy favorites here.
Mouse has been impressive this year against anyone not named Vitality, and last year they were really close. They lost in the semi-final to Navi in 2 close maps. This time they want to take it one step further. For Furia, they will have to play their best game yet with this 5-man roster if they're going to take down a team like Mouse.
Let's mention one of the young guns on the side of Furia, Molodoi. He was given it up to Manasi, obviously in stage 2. He's had some experience on big stages. Do you feel like he's ready to take on the Cathedral?
I think he's shown that he's ready. I think that the more experience he gets, the more comfortable, the more consistent he will probably perform. But there's no doubt that if Furia want to stand any chance whatsoever of winning, Molodoi has to be on his best. He's very aggressive with the AWP. He can rifle as well. He can be in your face. So if there's one player within the Furia camp that can disturb the game plan of Mouse, I'd say first and foremost that's going to be Molodoi.
I feel the most important thing for that to happen is communication. The communication from Furia has to be on point. We heard how in the Pain series, you know, they felt that was lacking. They had rounds with advantages that they let slip away. Mouse is going to tear you apart if you don't have your communication on point, if you're not playing as a unit.
A journey 8 years in the making for Fallen. Now he is back on stage in the Cathedral, this time as the heavy underdogs. It's Furia versus Mouse in our second quarterfinal.
Cologne! Are you still with us? 8 long years since we last saw Gabriel Toledo in the legendary Lanxess. Mouse, 8 consecutive playoffs this year. I'm sure their 8 feels a whole lot faster than his. 2 teams chasing the chalice. And it's Vitality's side of the bracket. The winner of this game takes on the unwavering, the inevitable Vitality. We start on train. A map nearly as old as Fallen. Lanxess, are you ready to get this quarter-final started?
T-side start for Furia. Their map choice, Mirage up next, Inferno if we need it. The heart of Brazil. Know what it takes to win in this very arena, but Torji, bullet between the eyes, Yakinda, one of the imports down.
Yeah, but this is all about their plan. They want to get Roland set up for more multi-kill. That's asking a lot, but he does find a second. Not expecting Sasha to have taken his place so quickly. Gets another one. Back turned was from Yuri. Okay, Serato, good luck, have fun, mate. There's a bullet with your name on it. Coming your way. The question is who wrote on the bullet? No chance of a plant. Just a little summon to get the confidence flowing in the absence of a pistol.
All right, well, how much are they going to give him? Trained from Mouse now, dropping back. Massive advantage in this one. There are 2 players who are walking wonky, Spinks and Exertion. Chip down as Jimmy and Torji, the healthy members. He's going to take his time. K Serato, never in a rush. Just letting us all settle in to the beginning of the second game of the day. That's what you expected. Kicked off with Torji over towards Ivy. The AWPer immediately negates any of the plans for Yakinda, wanting to show some presence, wanting it to feel like it wasn't going to be that hit over towards the B site. And the fact that you get to see Brolin alongside of Exertion up close in pop, expect those to be in the disruptive pieces on this CT side. But here's the opener. And that is beautiful from Torji. No bomb going down, hardly any kills. Difficult to justify any investments. So Furia are just going to take the eco. Different roads to get to this point as well. Furia having to battle through the lower bracket. And from stage 1. So plenty more maps of Counter-Strike played in IEM Cologne for 2025 for these boys. 14 in total, whereas Mouse on the other side just with out of 7. Here you go, the Farm Fest for Spinks. The run down low ramp, that's 2 for him. Asorgi, oh, this is getting a little bit messy. Can he survive? Brolin will ensure it. 2 easy rounds for Mouse out the gate. Now, Yanko pointing this out on the desk. The only map that Mouse lose to on this map is that of Vitality. So you're going...
Everyone's doing that lately.
Exactly. So no harm, no foul there, but we'll see. Furia taking it here, obviously, in the veto. They'd love to play Dust 2, but that's not going to be the case. Rifle round number 1. No AWP for Molodoi. Keep your eyes on him. The Kazakh. Definitely making a name for himself.
Yeah, he's turning head.
Take a look at this. Harass towards pop, but heavy towards B. So trying to slow them down with the pop control.
Okay, full main press. CTs, they're creating space.
I think they're just hoping to be able to set up for an execute. Spinks at the ready.
Does he see much there? No, Yuri slipped past, completely obfuscated. Spinks, this is a brave and brazen line to be playing. Has some support. Jimmy watching his upper. And Brolan nearly going down.
Okay, well, still just holding on to the box holes, aren't they? There's nobody Ivy. Just that one individual patrolling over towards main to try and make it feel like it is just a default. And Train can be one of those maps to play awfully slow. You have to wait out that util. As the lurk smoke drops now, Brolin has to be wary of this. They could par through, but they cleared it out. So as soon as Exertion gets on top of red, they can stay bed down. 2 players towards B as Furia with a minute left on the clock. Have to make a decision soon.
Fallen. He's letting everyone know, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, where's that nade gonna be thrown and by whom? Spinks are waiting, rotation coming, they're ready, they're ahead of the play, Spinks! Comfortable dispatcher too, now limping into the site with the traits of them. Okay, Spinks! Lovely work. They come a knocking, they come a testing, and Spinks' first response, quad kill.
Yeah, and this hasn't been competitive for the first 3. You wouldn't expect it on the eco, would you? But first rifle round, you want to make a dent. You want to try and get that bomb down with the loss bonus starting to build. It's 2 kills in 3 rounds. Still a lot more to be played. But casual so far for Mouse. On Train T side, you'll be looking for 3 to 4 rounds, and without the pistol, it's going to be so much more difficult to come by. Those are going to have to be breakthrough rifle rounds. You have to break the CT economy. Right now, you've given 2 AKs over. They're still not operating with an AWP just yet in the hands of Torji. When you take a look at both of these teams, the AWPers who are at the top of the scoreboard as far as the stats are concerned on Train. Got a hero AK for Yakinda.
Who are those
upgrades and hopefully a dent to be made.
Who are those fallen flashbangs going to be thrown for? Is it the main boys?
You want to try and facilitate some room, right? So Molodoi likely to go first. Yakinda to try and trade off the back of him. And then you just have this late piece of Yuri. But again, they're not in a rush. You have to wait out the CT protocol utility. And then it comes down to Mouse. What type of restraint do they show on their nades? They can block late and that would ruin all of the plans.
Yeah, look at that response. Block, util thrown.
Smoke molly defense, an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, and that clock continues to rot.
So yet to get any energy in this one just yet. Furia, a couple of kills. Trying to limit the finances, force some rebuys.
I mean, you want a selfless leader. He's put it all on the line, Fallen, to give Kinder a chance.
So forced by the pivot because of the block. 2 players over towards B again. Usual suspects, Jimmy and Spinks.
Yeah, they're staying as far back as they can, that arm's length. Here comes that util, final finish. Will Spinks have a multi? Yeah, the flash does connect, and Jimmy gets put on his ass. It's still Spinks' sight, but that bomb does go down. Mission accomplished. Can you get more? Yes, they can. Yuri feeling frisky. Cheeky double. Combining with K-Serato's output as well. He's low, but he's hidden, and back is turned. Yuri's going to be kicking himself.
All stars a Glock.
Yeah, that's it, an unarmored Glock and a very low HP superstar. Torchy on the way in, Brolin, both of them have kits. A bomb over half gone now, and ooh, it could be down to the wire. Brolin, he's taken down Fallen and he doesn't have the health for this. He needs that one tap, Torchy just in time. Denies Fury's best chance yet.
Yeah, well, going to have to be realistic about that, just based on the buy from Furia. The fact that they get in, they get a couple of kills, and they get the bomb down, a relative success. You're not expecting a lot in a round like that.
They got a whole lot.
And that's going to be the fangs of Furia, Kaisarado and Yuri. Revitalized with these Europeans plugged into the system. Everybody wanted Kaisarado to go international. Well, the international came to him. Tactical timeout called. Sid on the mic. He's been doing a bang-up job in that Furia jersey. There's been a lot of chopping and changing. They finally found a recipe for success, Furia. Here's the opener, and then from there it starts to scale out of control. Spinks knows he has to worry about the leaked high ramp as well. But the response gets there, and it's measured by Mouse. It's off the back of the tac timeout. Still no AWP for Molodoy. See how this manifests into the rifles. Yakinda, harass nade. No damage done. Ooh, CT nade, missed thrown.
Again, they really are stubborn about Spinks and his solo B.
You want to try and condition it. You want them to be playing two towards inside in the early stages. Be trigger happy on the rotation. But Spinks, he's not backing down from the fight.
Yeah, he's not scared, especially that CT AK. Players like him, they will bite your arm off for a chance to have that one-shot headshot on a defensive line.
The bravery there from Kaisarado and Yuri to try and play through the smoke towards B. It's going to free them up early, apply that pressure, and now they're going to actually lob some U2 in. Torchy, lurk smoke, has to address it, does. And all of this is what Fury are hoping for, the push-pull. That's an interesting deep smoke. That's going to really cause some issue as they try and line up a B execute. So that stalls them out for essentially 20 seconds.
That's a good start from Yakinda, actually getting one and done. Current lay of the land, Brolin confirms nothing else. Spinks and Jimmy, they batten down the hatches.
Rinse and repeat.
Oh, wait, this molly could be forcing Jimmy wide. Oh, Spinks, yeah, these mollies are so well placed. Spinks, 100 to 0. Fallen gets his lineup eventually, and it pays dividends. Kaisarado may have sealed the deal there. Discrepancy from Torchy.
Yeah, you can go looking. Got a decent amount of cash. Another kill and you're in.
Smoker's faded, Brolin searching. And that time ticking. Is this Furious first? Looks pretty damn good right now.
All right, backing off for the save. Didn't get anything. Furia didn't overstep the mark, and they get what they were hoping for. Just a B execute. U2 looks absolutely perfect. They punish Spinks. They punish Jimmy. This is all about not giving away a kill in the early round for Furia. If they can establish the map control, recount the U2 that's being thrown, and then get away with an execute. They were even trying to be disrupted there. You saw that smoke highlighted. And they're still able to get away with it. So stubbornness now, as we can see how that changes the fortunes of Mouse. How do they chop and change their CT side setup?
Familiar face, front row.
Well, watching his brother do it under the big lights. And again, a heavy lean. Kaisarado goes main. Yakinda goes main. And Ivy push, so that's going to give them a whole lot of early information. They might be able to catch Yakinda floating between. Torchy's AWP on the prowl.
Yakinda's got that safer lineup. He's not going to be as exposed to this Ivy or push.
Yeah, but it's going to be called clear. And the fact that nobody's watching this, again, you're going to rotate heavy over towards B. But they had two players there last time. Does the fight come earlier? Well, Jimmy will join Spinks once more. This time an earlier timing being lined up.
Going through the flames is Fallen. Yeah, this is very brave. Straight in, gets spotted. It's Spinks active on the line. Flank comes in from Zertian Knight. In this case, the Rob. No, and that's Yuri. That's filthy. Taps the head off of Brolin, pushing smoke. 3 on 2. Still, I want to say the numbers may favor Mouse if they get a pickoff, but bomb now ticking.
Jimmy feels like he's committed.
Oh, that was it. Right there for the taking. He needed 2 bullets. He gets none.
Torchy has to get out of there. Yet to die, AWP. Seven looking for a find. Torji won't hit the shot and will back off, so that's going to be another save. Good work from Furia, really conditioning this B bomb site. The Hunters on, they're starting to spread out. Bomb over halfway ticked.
I'm really intrigued by that concept of knowing that they had to break B in order to weaken this A defense, and likely something Fallen has discussed coming into this.
And you could already see the changes set up from Mouse. All right, we're going to be pushed up in pop. If it is the B execute, we're ready to snap in from the backlines, but still not enough. So rinse and repeat, similar call, different timing, same result. And these two, ever since that major lift, 2017 SK back-to-back in the Lanxess. You've been looking for the successors. Now, Furia with Art, with K-Serrano, with Yuri, and all the other names that are through that laundry list. Well, they've been competitive. Now, these two, they're the ones that have had the, I don't even want to call it potential. They have been the absolute best Brazilian Counter-Strike players ever since.
Yes.
But the searching for that recipe.
The accolades, you know, those trophies. Sure, you got stories, but those trophies have eluded you.
Love Fallen there, right? We know for his AWPing in-game leadership, we'll now have it to do it on the rifle. He'll entry, he'll make the space, he'll run through the flames.
And previously such an outlier, such an enigma, an AWPing IGL.
And right now this is very strat heavy, execute heavy. Molodoy's AWP yet to get off the mark. Once he gets started, can he be stopped? Looks like they want to humble the money right now against Mouse. Win this round, make sure they don't save. Smoke looks a little bit wonky there. Didn't land towards Sandwich. Big old void for Exertion to push on through. So forward press has got the space they're looking for again on this T side. You can tell this one likely to be a completely different finish. You can see the bomb on the back of Molodoy in a passive stance, worried about that Ivy push. Pop control being taken, so this feels similar if you're the Mouse Cam.
Bronnen. He knows he's got that reactive incendiary. He won a hell of a flashbang. You can see Molodoy's got that connector smoke. You hear the sound confirmation, and now Yakinda's gone down. That's nice from Torji. His patience prevails on the back of Red. Now with 44, options limited.
Especially because of that bomb, so it might have to be a B fake, hope for an over-rotation, then go back through pop to Yarn. This one's going to feel quite helpless if you're Furia.
I mean, Molodoy is just so stranded with the objective. Bullet's trying to sell it.
There's the fake.
Okay, Torji starts to move. Zerjan asks questions of the smoke. 20 seconds, back to turn, perfectly positioned, but hold on. We got to trade out of Fallen.
Got to get past Brolin.
Yeah, he's still holding.
Might be the save.
I'm not so sure they're going yet. Molodoy, he just got his hands on this AWP. He doesn't want to let it go.
This is why this pace can be agonizing, and that's what I'm talking about with the early rounds. You got to make sure you don't give away those casualties in Yakinda. Going down to Torji's AWP, playing back a Red. Easy opener, and this round just loses steam. So Furia, just 2 rounds away from hitting half of the course on the T side of Train. But as mentioned, it's going to be the hard way. It's not going to come with the pistol, the conversions, the ecos, the lighter buys. You're going to have to break through the gun rounds, and Sid wants to take a second tactical timeout. 2 of 3 burnt within the first 7 rounds of play. Consistency being shown throughout the year by Mouse. 8 consecutive playoffs since the addition of Spinks. Shook up the Counter-Strike world, seeing the change. They moved away from Shuey, they put Brolin the Swede, middle of the screen right there in the in-game leadership role. He's got Torji, he's got Exertion. They call their shots. The Mouse system hasn't slowed down whatsoever. Sure, they can't get past Vitality, but nobody can. They win this, it'll be their 8th series against Vitality this year alone.
Becoming a running joke in the Mouse camp.
Wants the change from Sid. This time Sandwich smoke does land. Same harassed utility. Molodoy going to surge aggressively over towards Ivy early, but it's Torji's AWP towards B.
Nice and pace on those two. Taking that pop space, the Fangs partner up and go looking. Good flashbang. Brollin's got help. Nice supportive framework. Clawed back by Yuri, temporary. Spinks aggressing. He's not playing scared. Oh, he knows where you were, but flicking away behind that main smoke. He gets completely relocated. Sure, Molodoi claws back, 1 in the 2-on-4. They start to regroup, and there is time for a conversation about more.
They don't have any util to work with, but Molodoi will open the account now, so that's a positive sign. His first foray into the Cathedral. Smoke will fade, Torji's AWP will be posted.
Oh, Molodoi pulls the trigger fast. It's a leg shot. Uncomfortable for Torji. Softened up for that Yukinder AK. Molodoi holds for this reposition. Torji knows he cannot step or toe the line any further.
Giving him space right now, they can go out sunny side. If they want to head in through hell.
Assez surprenant l'équipe Moose.
Once the audible comes through, exertion from Pop, just highlighted there by the ops team, can snap into action. Spinks not too far behind either, so they know at this point it can't be B unless somehow they've got this crazy timing in through connector.
Get a Torji, he's dipped.
They can plant back bomb.
You're right. And actually would be quite comfortable for Molodoi to hold this exit. Ooh, taking shape. Taking shape! 2-on-4 goes 2-2, and Molodoi's first 2 contributions. Does it lead to the backbreaker? 2 bullets left in that AWP. Yukinder is getting close. Set up for success is Torji, but not cleared.
What's that Molly about?
Molodoi's AK, oh sorry. Yukinder that goes down. Now Molodoi can't hit the last shot there. Composed on the retake of Mouse. A real opportunity. Fighting their way back in.
Got a little bit dicey there towards the tail end, didn't it? But the fact that that was a 2-on-4 goes 2v2, keeping them honest, not giving them for free. Lots of choice there. The key kill for me is going to be Spinks on the pop push, which was ushered in by Torji's AWP. The fact that he takes the line low around Spinks, we've already seen him flirting with aggression, or at least holding in their face. So bomb going down, lost bonus there, Buy can come through again. 4-round gap, and they continue to grow. Going back to this heavy B stance. Molodoi picking the low ramp, sees the shadow, wants to fight. This is crazy.
He wants it.
Oh, dommage.
Down as well. That thorn in their side on B, just taken with some aggressive all pick. Torji falling away now.
This is a tough retake.
C'est bien parti pour l'équipe de Moose.
Jimmy makes it a 3v3.
Yeah, that changes things. They might have continue to look. I'm not so sure. Zertion's a mile away.
Restricted to CT spawn right now. The smoke will start to fade, but as you mentioned, maybe save is the better of the 2 options. At least do damage, make sure they don't save anything but 2 through high ramp. Will they give this a look? Exertion so late might think them saving.
Oh, he spots out their head, confirms Zertion's late arrival. With Jimmy dead, Torji likely wants to hold on to his AWP, but now the position noted, those coordinates processed. Yuri might be able to deny it, you know. Oh, Torji!
Oh, ce qu'il lui a mis à travers le mur. Dans la tête, bien joué. Ça va être une victoire sur manche pour Furia qui tente de revenir. Ça fait 6-3 pour l'équipe de Moose.
Drop a couple of guns, Spinks can hook up the AWP into the hands of Torji. And Jimmy can buy himself. So we will get M4s across the board with the AWP. Essentially a full buy, maybe lacking some bells and whistles as far as the nades are concerned. There are defused kits, so not broken yet, but getting broken this late on the CT side. Furia, they can really find their way in.
What's the call, big man? He's going to have a bit of a shock around this corner. Lovely little pop flash, completely eats it. Lost attempt there to try and claw something back. Jimmy getting proactive. It's actually just fallen beautifully into place here. Torji's AWP noted, I believe, as well. Yukinder
just go B.
Confirms it. And Furia. That one has pace. That one has punch.
Right now playing top of the bomb train, they should start to hunt, right? The fact of the matter is 1900 lost going into the next. If you take away this AWP, you take away the biggest weapon they can.
Ça va être un 1v3 encore une fois pour Torzi.
I just want to reflect on Yukinder's move there. As soon as those 2 deaths go down,
Je pense que ça va être difficile. En plus, l'équipe de Furia qui ont l'avantage sur avec la bombe, ça va être difficile.
Grabs the space, is able to get the punish on the 3rd man, the unknown entity there.
Oh, c'est en position, hein, toutes les Tout le monde est positionné là.
This is a remarkable T-half considering it's all been against the rifles and not going to be able to take this away from Torji. They're going to be too late to the party, they're not even looking. We will get to hold on to the AWP, so Torji gets a chance to make some noise.
Ça fait 6-4 pour Moose.
Over the face, trying to turn away, all in desperation, and that's the push from Yakinda. Perfect response. Here's what the buy becomes. AWP with some pistol upgrades.
Molodoi getting himself into a very forward line, and it enables Yakinda to slink forward in that sandwich smoke.
He can't be pushing through it. You know that there's pistols on the other side, most likely. That would be risky. Camera smoke comes through. Hell Molly to follow. Bomb train Molly missed.
Yeah, back of bombs, comfortable. Roland is Deagle, double!
That's where the Molly was destined for.
Yeah, they missed it and he made the most profits from their negligence.
Peut-être la remontada cette fois-ci sur cette manche de l'équipe de Moose. On va voir ça.
Retrieval, there's bodies all over the shop. Spinks and Zershin partnered up on Z. Bomb goes down. Torji going, looking, he's not nailed the break there. Respite for Yakinda, trying to find that post-plant position. Will tuck.
Needs his pistols to activate. Torji has the kit and the smoke.
4v3 et l'avantage est du côté de Furia grâce à la bombe posée.
Tentative. And if those Deags can do any more. Late though. Here they come. Bringing on in. Bit of damage, but is Jimmy still on for something threatening? The only kid is on the AWP, and now he's gone down. Jimmy in the one-on-one. It's close, but absolutely no cigar.
You would have hated to see that one go wrong for Furia. It's a missed Molotov to the back of bomb. You assume when you're hitting this site, you're discussing what util is being thrown, and then Brolin, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Ollie's meant to land right here. The fact he gets to stand and deliver great output. But they handle this. And Torji had a choice coming into the final round of the first half. Do I go glass cannon AWP or do I bring out the rifle?
C'est une remontada pour l'instant de l'équipe de Furia. Ça fait 6-5 actuellement pour Moose, mais Furia ne lâche rien. En tout cas, l'équipe de Furia est très bien équipée par rapport à l'équipe de Moose.
From Spinks, he'll be spotted out. Doesn't elect to block.
You want to seem like just one player, because you do have the stack towards B right now, unless Spinks wants to take the fight. Molly through. Shallow.
Oh, Molodoi's trapped. He is in a real problem, and Torji finds the toes. Down goes Yakinda. He's having a tough half in that main position. Put to bed by Zershin.
Feels like this forces them towards B, but they got to get the bomb. Look at the time, and if they come back, Spinks will push. The timing.
Spinks caught off. Still adjust. That was an opportunity for them. Couldn't quite materialize.
Well, this has started with an opener. The AWP gets the kill on Brolin. Now it's a 2v4. They have to fight for this. Final round before the break.
Yeah, but the bomb's too far away, boys.
Is this one just done?
This can't be how the last round of the half ends.
Exertion's here in the steps. Knows he's on the way back. 25.
25. I think Mouse know what's up. Spinks getting active.
Toe spotted.
Yeah, more of that from Mouse. Jimmy rubbing off on him. 15. You gotta go. One flash and a hope.
Oh, le premier kill. Et c'est la victoire pour Moose. Finalement, ça fait 8-6 pour Moose.
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon. Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5. Refuel yourself.
Attends, t'as mis des boulons dedans?
T'aimes pas ça?
Ah non, mais justement, j'adore ça. Oui.
J'adore.
Et sinon, ce cake? Le jour où vous aimerez les boulons, nous baisserons leur prix. En attendant, chez Auchan, nous faisons le choix de baisser le prix des produits que vous aimez vraiment, comme la crème fraîche entière à 81 centimes. Auchan, le choix, le bon.
Le redoutable seigneur du trône de glace est de retour, le roi Lich. Construisez la réplique articulée du personnage le plus célèbre de World of Warcraft. Un modèle fabriqué en métal avec effet lumineux. Le numéro 1, 50 centimes d'euros chez votre marchand de journaux et sur altaïa.fr. Altaïa.
Cet été, pas besoin de voyager pour goûter les meilleures recettes McDo du monde. Iran, Mochi, Hongrois, Oslo, Canada, Wonderful. Et ça va être incroyable. Pas comme mon accent, quoi. Cet été, croquez le monde chez McDonald's.
No competition is as ruthless as the Esports World Cup, the club championship trophy, awarded to the one club that rose above the rest. The game trophy. When a competitor closes their eyes, it's all they see. Every participant earns a key engraved with their name. Only one can become an EWC champion. The frame of the champion's key is embedded into the totem. The keys of the eliminated will be crushed. At EWC, nothing is granted. Everything is earned.
Et toi, tu fais quoi dans la vie?
Il n'y a pas si longtemps, je travaillais dans une multinationale, mais j'ai démissionné.
Ah bon?
Ouais, je m'y retrouvais plus. Là-bas, ce qui compte d'abord, c'est verser des dividendes aux actionnaires.
Et là maintenant?
Maintenant, je suis dans la banque.
Attends, je te suis pas là.
C'est une banque sans actionnaires. Elle appartient à ses clients. Donc là, ce qui compte d'abord, c'est l'intérêt des clients.
Ça te rappelle rien, ça?
Ouais, bah elle, quand elle m'explique, je comprends.
Crédit Mutuel, une banque qui appartient à ses clients, ça change tout.
I think Mao's supposed to come into this one with an advantage, but if Furia keep on convincing, Train may not be a certainty, Chad. 5 T-side rounds, they are laughing.
Furia win this, Mouse.
C'est
Will lose Train to the first opponent not called Vitality in 2025.
C'est reparti entre Furia et Moose. Avantage à Moose qui gagne 7-5.
Yeah, Yuri. He actually takes that first fight. The flash is supposed to guarantee it, but Yuri couldn't finish. Mojoy electing to back away. Life preservation priority.
Molotow's up in pop. You can back a bomb train. Jimmy with that late util, but now that you get a kill over towards B so early, you can pivot. You still have these smokes, flashes to work with. So right now this is very tough. Playing for info, Molotov will be able to secure this. He might have to keep on pushing if they want a way back in.
Pushy Xiao. Jimmy's little jiggle confirms presence, and also from that likely nade spot, intention clear. Pivoting. K-Serato. Fallen's going to be needing to help him out soon. Already confirms a body across. More bodies now spotted. Still at that disadvantage. Mouse should have this second pistol. Exertion. Is it a certainty? Fallen a couple of clean clicks, and he might be able to change the dialogue in the Cathedral. Torji, however, spam him back. That should seal the deal. Molodoy a mile away. Yakinda surrounded, flanked. Still taps the head of Torji. Where's that guarantee? Where's that? I have him. Jimmy does.
Okay, Molotov. Last spotted over towards main. No, there's going to be chasing the ghost of this, and they're going to pivot towards yard. They still have all these nades that Jimmy isn't having to use. They're just going to get a plant on outside, get the bomb down. 40 seconds starts.
Bomb has been planted. Jimmy on the jiggle. Confirms it.
And now blocked.
like to think I'm an optimist, but that ain't happening.
Yeah, slim pickings as far as choice is concerned there. Back off, be rerouted. Too much time off the clock, you're not going to win it. Hold on to the dual Berettas as well as the Kevlar. Sure.
Yeah, that's either glass half empty or glass shattered on the floor.
And that is miserable scenes for Furia now. We're set up to deal with the box holes play. The flash was good, but the kill was not there. Rotation away from K-Serrado. Fallen gets a kill, sure, but it's all in vain. They wanted to constrict connector so much. Brolin with the bomb was pushing up. They wanted the frags before the objective. Furia will force this one. Not an eco in the second half.
Okay.
Winning train without either pistol feels impossible, especially if you lose this one.
Better make it count then.
Couple of smokes left over. K-Serrado on the jiggle cam block. Same for Fallen towards Pom. Voxels under their control. Pom down back towards the T-stairs, so there's no finish for Mouse just yet. Just fanning out a default spread, see if there's any aggressive maneuvers, allow any of the early util to be thrown on through, and then hope that your execute late is informed. I think Brolin did a very good job under pressure in that round of pivoting. So will they have to do that again? Now starting to head back, Brolin, you can see that a bit of chit-chat. Trying to find the finish. They've got nades to work with, smokes, molly, flashes. 50 seconds, another smoke available for K-Serrado. It's all going to come down to the timing on the jiggle when he drops this.
Oh, they even got more. This is going to get uncomfortable for Mouse.
Yeah, they're having to force away again. So Torji and Exertion looking to join Brolin and Jimmy over towards Ivy. But at least one of the two.
It's going to take you some time, boys.
30 seconds. This one will be down to the wire. I think it's going to be B. Look at the CT setup right now. Oh, they're rotating over. They'll be here in time. 24.
Yep, they've got to hurry this up. Brolin leading fearlessly, just walking through smokes. K-Serrado aware. Swats away the first. This is getting really awkward for Mouse. Boys, you have to plant. They're segregated, separated. Molodoi with a USB chip in. Holding on. Fallen's good for it. If they could just kill Fallen, they'll take it. Time on the bomb, just in time.
Oh, la tête. C'est une victoire encore par manche de l'équipe de Mouze qui est en forme.
How have they gotten away with that? There was so much going on, hard to keep up with.
Oh, that was close. Too close for comfort.
And they've delivered right now the 9th round. Should be 10th, double digits just around the corner because Furia, they cannot invest. We'll have to keep it. Just a light pistol upgrades, a couple of Deagles, a P250. Molodoi wants to bring out that AWP ASAP. So holding on to it there, Mouse. Very positive signs, 4-round gap.
Okay, that one first. Oh, and the second coming to Jimmy swiftly.
Good to see some confidence against the Eeks. You want to get out there, get stuck in. It's going to have to be about a comeback for Furia now. They will get into the rifles into the next.
Flash. Wings. Jimmy does get flash, but finds a safe haven with that white screen, and you can see Cavalry and Torji.
Oh, la tête.
Secure it.
Exertion.
Well handled, just Yuri now. Considering how dicey the previous was, it'd be great to get away with this one cleanly. And look at the output from Spinks so far. 17 kills. He was in the Vitality jersey this time last year, lifting the trophy. So either team with a player that knows what it takes to win in the Lanxess. Moments away from this one being done. Brolin should be able to find him in the back line if he's diligent with his clears. And oh, okay, well, should have been down. Will be. Torji confirms it. Just
encore une victoire de l'équipe de Mouze. Aïe aïe aïe, Furia ont du mal.
If anything, Brolin's going to be frustrated with himself not finding that frag.
Yeah, those are the ones that kind of chip away at your confidence in these big games. Those minor inconveniences stack up.
Feels like he got a bit of surprise by that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Don't worry, cleanup crew is here. Torji confirms it, and even got your kid smiling there. So here we go. First rifle round, second half, and the chance to get this one going.
Their intentions towards the yard. That's the opening. Exactly what Furia needed in their time of need. Molodoi's cut Jimmy out of the round to start.
Yeah, and neither team with pace, really. Both of them are just going to take their time, work through on the T side of train. disadvantage. Can they work back into this? 4v5 for Mouse. Not the first time they've been under pressure, sure, but this time having to do it a man down. Back over towards B. Yuri and Molodoy both set up and ready. If it's a good execute, still be able to break in and get that bomb down. Queserado and Yakinda miles away for the rotation. Fallen will be on that flank.
Molodoy started it strong. Reacts to the lurk, smoke tucks in. It's Yuri that needs to tuck even further. They're out, but they're not clearing their corners. Yuri a big contribution that Brolin will trade out. Pushing forward, sweeping through. Molodoy. Position not noted yet. That's the clear, and Torji goes down. Empty hands for him. Spinks, though, he is still interested in finding that double kill. Yakinda's low, can't tame the spray. It's Fallen to keep him safe. And Molodoy, massive impact to be felt by that AWP once more.
If Molodoy doesn't get that kill, that site likely falls. I know that, you know, at that point it feels like they have a decent advantage, but he basically contains them. Because if the T's are able to get in, push up to Khan, get that full press going on, there's really no way back in, especially through CT spawn. So Yuri does well under pressure to get one, traded out by Brawler, but it's all about this kill right here for me. Molodoy showing the quickness on the AWP. Sure, they had the man advantage, but that site can be tough to retake for the CTs. So well handled and Fallen showing his rifle prowess.
Yeah, perfect encapsulation actually. Molodoy with 2 high impact AWP frags, and Fallen, same output with that M4.
Need another one of those if we want a game on train.
C'est un 10-6 pour Moose, l'équipe de Moose qui est en train de faire du sale très calmement l'équipe de Furia.
Held by Torji as well to escort this threat into the line of Fallen. Eats the flash, tucks in.
Fallait une petite flash.
This is the problem. They could go backlines. Oh,
smoke.
Okay, Fallen steps into that. Smoke was up, doesn't matter. Torji grabs the opening kill.
That's going to have Fury on high alert now. Gaps continue to grow.
Looks like there's a lot of space towards Yard as well. Sure, you've got Queserado and Pop. Yakinda in the backlines having to deal with that leak. Molodoy rotating over through connector.
C'est encore une manche de position.
The macro game on display. It's not individuals running out, getting your crazy
Furia s'est installé au milieu de la map.
Try being played at a high level. The jiggle spotted, dropping back. Yuri calls for Molodoy. Look at this, 35 seconds. Jimmy's pressed up, Ivy exertion late main, block smoke towards
30 secondes avant la fin de la manche. L'équipe de Moose qui a toujours pas posé la bombe, attention, ça peut être dangereux. Premier kill déjà pour Moose, c'est déjà bien. Ouh. La balle de sniper, attention la gauche. Attention la gauche, la deuxième. Et non, ça passera pas. Ils étaient bien placés Furia, hein. Ils étaient très bien placés, c'est un 2v2, attention. Attention. C'est Furia qui remporte la manche. Magnifique positionnement de l'équipe de Furia.
Just taking a look, this is 7 rounds. Out of the 7 rounds that Furia posted, 6 have been against full rifle rounds.
I mean, yeah.
They're having to do this the hard way. Here it is. So, okay, Fallen steps out just before the smoke plumes. Then Molodoy, the hero, pivoting between everything. Queserado's late activation. They're going for the fight, not for the plan. Bomb loose there on Spinks.
Très bonne manche de l'équipe de Furia cette fois-ci.
And it's Torji with the save to all.
Yeah, Sershin with a slight investment, or that might be Torji's dig. Either way, those are the 2 threats.
L'équipe de Moose qui essaye de passer à 3, à 4 sur le côté B. C'est bien géré par Xerato pour l'instant, attention. La balle de sniper qui a failli passer, attention. La fumigène qui est passée. Il y a un V4, je pense que ça va être difficile. Là, on a Yekindar qui essaye de tenter de voir à travers les fenêtres.
Yeah, well, Quesarado says sick Glock to Jimmy after that one. So,
that's what we were all thinking.
Yeah,
Surtout que Spinks n'a... Oh, il avait 24, il avait que 24 HP Spinks. Je ne voyais pas ce qu'il pouvait faire de plus. C'est une nouvelle victoire pour l'équipe de Furia.
Because of that Torji save, he will not have the AWP. We'll have to buy into something a whole lot lighter, currently equipped with the Tech 9. In case for Jimmy Spinks and Exertion, they've got the U2 as well. Not a late investment. They want the firepower.
C'est un timeout proposé. C'est un timeout proposé par l'équipe de Moose. Je comprends parfaitement, quand tu prends 2 manches, ça va claquer un peu la lancée de l'équipe adverse. Et c'est reparti. Il y a 18 encore pour l'équipe de Moose, c'est pas encore rattrapé parfaitement par Furia.
Clear the corner. Jimmy's tucked in so tight right now. This is going to be a tough clear for Molodoi.
Higher than he's ready for. Okay, two there. Two on his plate. Watch Jimmy go.
Oh, dommage pour Jimpot qui était face à deux joueurs de Furia. C'est pas encore fini, hein. Ça va être un 4 contre 4 là. Mais c'est Furia, je crois, qui ont l'avantage. Furia qui ont l'avantage sur les 2 bombes, parce que B est protégé par Yuri et Xerato. Attention, ça perd la position sur le point A. Ça a été flash, attention. Ah ouais, ça a été très mal joué. Du coup, Moose a pris tout le point A, ça va poser, je pense. Ça pose la bombe, magnifique. Ça va être difficile là parce qu'il reste plus beaucoup de temps pour la désamorcer la bombe. Je pense qu'ils vont la laisser exploser. Et ça va être une victoire pour l'équipe de Moose. Positionnement, ça joue très très bien.
He's meant to be out driving trucks.
Yeah, taking a day off.
Okay, well, because of the saves, everybody can get their weapon of choice. Kinder drops the AWP to Molodoi. He gets the AK. And 4 into Fallen's hands, and away we go.
Okay, well, we definitely got some aggression here from the CT side.
Ça lance des grenades de partout. Et là, l'équipe de Furia qui a été très agressive sur leur défense. Ils sont très offensifs là, ils sont très hauts sur le terrain. Ce qui, du coup, oblige l'équipe de Moose à se replier. Attention, ça peut prendre sur la droite, sur le point 1. Il va falloir faire très attention. Parce qu'on a Jimpot qui passe. La bombe est lâchée. Jimpot qui lance la bombe.
Right, just what he wanted, just what he needed. Yekenda, now Molodoi, the import. Never two
Oh, la balle de snipe qui est passée pour Molodoy. Jimpat en face de Mo. Oh, la deuxième. Oh, il l'a mise. Oh non. Il l'a mise quand même. Hein. Je crois qu'il a touché Molodoy. Ça allait faire une triple kill. Ça va être un 3v1 pour Torzi. Qui n'a plus que 18 HP.
There's a chance to take this away, and how are you going to get Molodoys at this point? Right now, nobody is close to pick it up. 18 seconds on the clock. Maybe that conversation is being had. Torchi needs to make sure he doesn't go down after time, but just the pace of this game of Train, it's a whole different flavor. Thought they were going to save once it was in that 2v4 scenario. There you go. The AWP will be prioritized by Fallen. Need to get it into Molodoy's hands because this rookie looks pretty damn comfortable. 18
Victoire pour Furia, ça n'a pas posé la bombe du côté de Moose. Forcément, on était en 1v3.
Third of 3 tactical timeouts now, completely burnt. He wants them to get the job done, and now. Going to talk about the buy. 4.2 on Brolin. 3.4 on Jimmy. It's going to have to be Khalil's if they want to go for the purchases right now. You will not have the same ability to get into the AK-47s, and that could be the difference maker. Also, the problem you might have is how many more AWPs are you going to have down the stretch on Torchi? So we have to invest behind this now while we have it. 2400 into the next. We get this, we get the bomb down, we can get another threatening buy or a half buy, another pocket strat. Keep the pressure on. But Molodoy, he's everywhere right now.
And Mao's buying around this saved AWP. Torchi's turn.
He's had a couple saved AWPs so far. But most of the time his team is ecoed behind it. This is the chance for them to actually try and
toujours l'équipe de Moose qui est a 11-9 contre Furia. La balle de Molodoy au sniper encore impressionnant. Jimpat en 2v1. La flash pour Jimpat qui n'a pas vu derrière. Jimpat qui a réussi à se défendre. Ça contourne sur B pour Xertion qui va essayer d'aller sur B, mais sinon on a Jimpat et Spinks qui sont Xertion qui s'est fait avoir par Yuri. Non, c'était pas Yuri, c'était je crois que c'était Yekinda.
They've completely backed off. Again, think about the finances. 2400 into the next. There's so much time on the clock. I'd hate to be saying the word save right now, and they've been able to make the late rounds work before. So pivoting over towards team A. They know Yekinda was over towards Boxhall, so they might think that this part.
Les trois joueurs se sont réunis carrément, ils ont fait un repli. Attention à ne pas se faire avoir. Attention, ils entrent au milieu. Voilà, a trouvé la cachette de Fallen. Ouh, Spinks, la balle qui vient de mettre au sniper. Ça pose la bombe, hein, carrément. Ça l'a posé. Et 3 joueurs de... Ouh, la balle de Molodoy aussi qui passe, magnifique. La balle de Spinks qui passe pas. C'est un 2v2, la bombe posée, c'est l'équipe de Moose qui a l'avantage. Attention, il s'est fait avoir. Oh là là, l'action de fou de Furia. Excellente action. Le fake. Le fake mouvement. Magnifique.
Inserting themselves in the fight. There's no explosions. There's early forays. There's early fights, and then it peters out. Then it goes slow. Then we explode again. Space is being given. And the retakes are being considered. But this one, it looks casual. It's not. Molodoy's having to jump, bait shots, brings up the USB, but the two of them combine. The bomb goes down. Now, make it threatening, but Molodoy showing a bit of attitude, and that's what we like to see from the rookies.
Et c'est peut-être la remontée de Furia là-dessus. 11-10.
Forget about those days right now. Top of the table. This one should be a guarantee.
Oh, he's got some swagger about him, that's for sure. He doesn't have a teammate in Yakinda. At least not right now. Xertion, that belated trade onto him seems imminent.
Want to draw this back.
Locked in. Okay, spotted out, converted. Jimmy and Spinks, they are starting to ask questions of Molodoy on that side, but it's just been comfortable swatting.
Mais quel travail encore de Furia. Voilà la vraie équipe de Furia qui reviennent à égalité. 11-11. Et le travail de Molodoy au niveau du sniper, c'est excellent. Excellent travail au niveau du sniper.
But this one could have gone crazy as well. Yakinda, aggressive, only 9 kills to his name, gives away the opening death. It's a partial buy. Those are the type of rounds where you could slip up, but they hold on. Ivy aggression again. Fallen starting alongside a Molodoy. Jimmy's not here this time round. Given the good graces, they got the pop control. Slow fan incendiary. Close towards E-Box and Olaf, and yeah, they're pushing up. So this is going to be a late activation from Fallen. At this point, you might want your CT side to start dropping back. More passive setup. Let Fallen play.
Yeah, Yakinda, he actually steps into the first. Smoke break from Xertion. Blood drawn. Roland gets out E-Box, now spotted by Molodoy. This is uncomfortable for Mouse. It's a big round. You need a big player. Roland removing Yakinda and advancing. Molodoy forced to peace out.
Très agressif cette fois-ci. L'équipe de Moose, ça passe. Ah, l'équipe de Moose qui pose déjà la pose de la bombe est déjà faite. Magnifique. Fallen le shoot presque parfait. Fallen le double kill. Et ça fait plaisir au public de Furia ça. C'est un 2v3. Oh, 1v1 entre ces deux, entre Torzi et Yuri. Attention, et c'est Torzi qui remporte. 12-11 victoire de cette manche pour l'équipe de Moose. Bien sûr, le timeout est demandé pour l'équipe de Furia.
Get on the mic, they take their breath, there's a chance to still push this into overtime. It's not done just yet. Looks a little bit silly there for Euro at the end. He knows he has the smoke, doesn't expect the play to come forward. Thinks he'll be allowed to get it on the bomb. Caught in the open, looks a little bit silly there. The clutch goes in favor of Mouse. It's a late breakthrough, but that's what they're looking for. The guarantee, the pressure to be released. The fact that overtime is secure. Fallen does so well.
Double kill de Fallen, magnifique. Malheureusement, c'est pas la victoire et Torzi qui vient bonne défense de bombe. La joie des joueurs quand ils remportent cette manche. C'est encore une fois, ça va être très agressif, ça s'attaque déjà, attention. L'équipe de Moose qui commence à avancer sur le point B. Attention que ça ne tourne pas.
Difference this time round. Look at everybody grouped up. This could just be as soon as they get box holes executing towards B. They got the util for it. They've got the space, and everybody is here, or at least they were.
Got to get that block smoke down. If Spinks was spotted, so far nothing.
Playing the fade of the pop smoke. Now calling it clear.
3 sur B au niveau de Furia et 2 sur A, c'est bien joué. Attention parce que au niveau de l'équipe de Moose, c'est Jimpat qui contourne toujours par la gauche du point A.
Smoke on top of that. You ain't coming through pop anytime soon. Or are they? Looks like they want to brave their way through. Jimmy late through main. 2 through pop.
Oh, Spinks qui se prend une rafale. Oh, le double kill. Oh, le double kill sorti de nulle part de Xerato. Et là, c'est un 1v5. Et attention, Jimpat qui n'a plus beaucoup de vie. Et c'est une victoire de Furia, magnifique. Excellente victoire. Ça revient 12-12. Magnifique. Oh, le double kill, je crois que c'est Xerato qui fait ça. Ah non, c'est... Si, ça va être... C'est Xerato qui nous fait un double kill de nulle part. C'est reparti déjà, très agressif chez l'équipe de Mouge, mais ça va direct sur le point 1 cette fois-ci. À part Spinks qui passe, et c'est déjà un double kill. Ça fait déjà un 5v3. Furious de retour dans cette partie. Ça contourne B pour Spinks. Jimpot avec Brolan sur le côté du point A. Attention, il va y avoir contact. Attention, attention. La flash. Oh. Pour l'instant, Furia est bien placé. Attention la flash. La flash. Ça a été contourné par Jimpat. Spinks qui s'est fait aider par Jimpat grâce à la flash. Attention. Une smoke. Oh, Xerato le shoot incroyable. Oh, Spinks à travers la fumigène, dommage. Et c'est une victoire. Une nouvelle victoire de cette manche de Furia. Très bien joué. Très bon retour. Furia reprend l'avantage alors qu'ils n'ont pas eu une seule fois l'avantage de la partie. Ça fait 12-11.
Join Molodoy, 20 kills for K-Serrano now. Remember, this is Mouse with both pistols and conversions on train. It's been the gun rounds for Furia.
The hard ones, allegedly. And this is Fallen whipping out the old school double orb train. You've picked up the first, now you mix it up. And everywhere you go, there's an AWP ready to punish.
Exact response you're looking for. Now they're going to try and hightail it over towards Ivy. They're trying to pressure where K-Serrano resides. Pop Ivy main.
Try and clamp down despite the number discrepancy. Angles look good here.
Giving him some room as well.
Whoa. Makes extra room in K-Serrato's head. Clawback.
This coming out high round with two. Just going contact as they walk out Ivy.
This is a good angle from Yuri. Oh yeah, spots the tip of the head. Oh, he's fumbled.
Holodoy's here.
Yeah, hasn't had that first AWP. You'd think he'd connect the track record he had, but now the flash connects.
2v3. Furia en mauvaise position. Ça a contourné cette fois-ci sur B. Attention par derrière, par derrière, par derrière. La balle loupée pour le joueur de Furia qui lève la place à Torzi de poser la bombe sur le point B. Attention, attention. Oh, Yekindar. Le premier kill. Oh, il avait pas vu. Très bien joué, Brolan. Brolan qui était bien placé sous l'escalier, on ne l'avait pas vu.
Jimmy with a great clawback kill here on a K-Serrano. One of the factors of both of these teams, they've been giving a lot of space, but then when you step back in, you better not miss. Jimmy with a lot of impact in this one. Fallen didn't even know it was coming. They're able to get entrenched in the back line there. Needed to be better from that B hold.
C'est revenu à tristesse entre les deux équipes.
will start. All posted on the line, blocked for now. We're calling out this U2. Forming Brolin, helping with the mid-rounds. Under a minute 30 left on the clock. Caserado and Yuri over towards B this time. The AWP will stay on yard. And they feel like the pressure could be coming. They're having to block low ramp, molly high ramp. Wanting to ward off and execute for the time being. Jimmy's going to throw out this lurk smoke Ivy. The last questions are Fallen. Will force him to rotate. Creates a gap on either side. But really, is there any follow-through? No.
On rappelle que c'est que la première partie. Hein. C'est très très serré. Donc pour l'instant.
Here comes that finish. Fallen hasn't called his boy off. Instead, elects to support him. A jiggle for the smoke main. Here comes that util. He throws his response. 35 for Mouse. That AWP stays trained, and it's Brolin. Oh, doesn't even pull the trigger. Does Molodoi? Good molly. Really uncomfortable.
Oh, le double kill. Oh, oh, la défense de Furia, magnifique. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Ça allait trop vite là. Il y a eu un double kill de Fallen, triple kill de Fallen, je crois. Et il y a victoire exceptionnelle de Furia.
Against Mal's map 1.
This one's all about the macro, isn't it? The fact that you're restrained on the U2, you've got that last second smoke on 40, you drop it, it forces them out. They're running through the grey screen. Fallen looking like he's been a rifler all along, pivoting between fights, finding more impact, sure. Only 14 kills to his name, but those are the ones that matter.
Furia qui reprend l'avantage.
Insert themselves aggressively. That's what he does best. That camera smoke has missed.
Offside to head to start us off. Round 28. Searching down that low ramp. Okay, that was a real frisky pace change from the Fangs of Furia, and they've just been defanged immediately.
Okay, well, does Torji try and investigate Ivy? That's my next question, because right now Yakinda and Fallen shouldn't move. They should try and let Molodoi play. And Barrel spotted, man dead. We're going to tie this one up. Fallen and Yakinda, bottom of the scoreboard for their team. This would be 1 round to pull off. 2v5, good luck.
Despite their proficiency on these gun rounds, I think this one is asking a bit too much.
Well, you think getting to overtime, because the majority of them have gone in the way of Fury, they should be able to get things done. We'll only be getting rifle rounds throughout, but Mouse, as we swap halves, draw back to level things. So from Pop back to B, exertion in Con, Spinks and Jimmy on the site.
Jimmy on that low HP.
Oh, timing on this.
Yeah, he just fell away, and Spinks doesn't find that instant headshot. Hold on though, timing on Search, perfect. Comes on in just as they're starting to transition. Makes it a 14 all. The question is whether Fallen has the right call.
Well, do we expect more of the same, right? We still haven't really had that pace change. A lot of their early T-half was trying to condition the B-bomb site. Really good from Jimmy, gets there in time, right? And this was a pace change. They tried to do something earlier. That's happening in a minute 33 on the clock. So do you just go back to what was working, try it and test it, get the box holds control, bleed out the U2, go for the late executes? It might have to be more of what worked as opposed to a newer flavor. But right now, just Yakinda over towards May.
Oh, they're coming, and the flashes don't work out for Brolan. Yakinda gets a freebie. That one's from the bargain bucket.
They're running at high ramp.
They are accelerating into B, and Spinks very far away. Oh. How can he see him? Wow. Over the incandescence of the flame, Molodoi spotted out, sniped on down. Fury at limping.
You hear it,
bomb is ticking.
Smoke it off, Fury.
You think so? Yeah, use it. Burning a hole in his pocket at this point. Come on, lad. They gets it done. It cost him his life. Too late. 2 on 4. Toronto, we need that clean.
Gotta move
done.
now.
Position noted and communicated. Jimmy and Spinks being held at bay. That's what you wanted. The distractions there. Rotting that clock, though. Has Fallen got the 1v3 in him? 8 years since this was his cathedral, and it's not going to be happening this time.
Est-ce qu'il va avoir le temps de désamorcer? Ok, il a eu le temps.
surprised there, did he get blindsided? He's like, okay, why is nobody covering that? Well, there was smoke up towards Con. Caserado couldn't chip in. That smoke comes in late. He has the flash, he has the fight. He doesn't get the kill. It's either use it or lose it, and it happened to both. Well, that remains to be seen because right now, Mouse, one round around away again. Well, can Furia push us into double overtime?
I'm starting to doubt. Think I'm ready to press X. I don't know. Jimmy, AK, Spinks, the same Zertian and AK on that CT.
Et du coup, ça fait 15-14 pour Moose qui revient, mais le match ne peut pas se finir, c'est impossible. Très agressif encore Furia. Les joueurs se sont plantés, se sont positionnés sur le point A.
Bringing up the spams, that's how desperate we're getting late.
Good flash to get him in. Roller. Use the effectiveness of it from earlier. That's going to be the commitment this time. A little bit of a double pump. Flash and go. Torji's sideline still open for business, and Yuri first casualty for Furia. Trying to claw in. Nice from Fallen. Puts that AK to work. Torji trying to stay alive. Dipping between oil and this swing. Oh, and a missed shot from the AWP. That will be punished. Second flanking. Oh, and he can't stop him. Molodoy hits the quick one. Just Jimmy versus Molodoy. The young import.
Et là, encore une fois, la démonstration de Molodoy dans l'équipe de Furia. Une démonstration. C'était encore une très belle démonstration.
And counting from this kid, Impact slathering it on now. That one hurt.
15-15, c'est revenu.
Ivy push, or at least somewhat aggressive. Tonji posted on the line. Jimmy to join him. We've seen both teams running similar setups with Molodoy at the range with the AWP. They throw a flash, but is there follow through? Apparently that's baited Tonji in. He's picking.
Yeah, exactly what Molodoy's ready for. Oh, he's clipped his wings.
Okay, well, you know where the AWP still remains. He's very aggressive. Torchi's, he's not backing down. He doesn't believe it.
And Yakinda is not going to believe
Oh, la balle de Torsi au sniper. Attention. Ça attaque sur B. Furia qui se positionne sur B. Oh, la bonne défense de Brolan. Brolan qui l'a pas eu. Attention, c'est pas fini. 2v3, Furia en mauvaise position. Mais la bombe est posée. C'est fait tuer et c'est la fin. Très belle défense de l'équipe de Moose.
That's that Torji impact. Yeah, Molodoy showing what the AWP can do on train, but so's Torji.
Make sure they can get those AKs. They can buy their own AWP. Don't worry about that. So they're going to make sure that the AK-47s are equipped heavily. Again, an eruption in towards B based off of the Ivy information. But Brolin undetected in that situation. But Jimmy with some really sharp shooting. Bomb goes down. You show your head. You're a dead man walking. And then Molodoy trying to make a play. Sticking out like a sore thumb. Double AWP T side. Fallen's brought one out again. We've seen the flavor on the CT side. T side's a little bit different. Torji's missed the main smoke. That's landed in CT spawn, so it'll change the way this round functions.
Un 2v3. Furia qui a l'avantage. Ouh, la balle de snipe de Torzi. À travers la smoke en plus. Attention, attention, Ikindar et c'est Spinks qui remporte ce duel. Il reste plus que Fallen. Spinks qui a pris quelques dégâts. Fallen qui va faire un tour pour aller poser la bombe. Il a le temps encore un peu Fallen pour poser. Mais il y a quand même 16-15. Magnifique défense encore de la part de l'équipe de Moose. Un timeout est demandé pour Furia. C'est Moose qui reprend l'avantage.
Seem to have found the solution. The response time has been phenomenal there towards Yarn just to negate any of those pushes. Able to get out Pop Shore, and it is at earlier timings. This one right here, just trying to make plays on plays. Fallen and Yakinda disconnected from one another, trying to make moves. Oof. Straight into the grasp there of Spinks. Have they done enough right now? Guarantee the 3 OCT side.
Il y a des smokes de partout sur la map. Tu comprends hein. Et là, c'est l'équipe de Moose qui est en bonne position. Très offensive encore. Ouais, c'est bien entouré de la part de l'équipe de Moose.
If the plan is to return Pop, you have to get past Torji's ult. This is a position where it feels like it's at least one kill. At least.
We saw Molodoi demonstrate it, right? It's so hard to flash him off this line.
Here they come.
It out, but they go and try. It couldn't be better for Torji.
Great repos as well.
Yeah, he's ready for more. Safe on the back of Red. More impact from that orb. Mouse just thanking their lucky stars. They got Torji to count on. A close game, but the orb are the difference maker.
Oh, c'est une victoire de l'équipe de Moose.
Got a single round to boast for Furia now. You have to match that just to survive.
Right, well, both teams getting it done on the CT sides. That makes sense. This is Train. You even have the economy buff. The fact that the CT is with the team kill reward is going to help you out down the stretch.
18-15.
Furia falling flat on the rifles. Didn't have to worry about the ecos. They had the AKs, they had the orbs, they had the U2, everything Sid could have wanted and more. I'm going to take this opportunity. Let's close it now. Let's not allow them back into this. Let's get the job done and dusted. And just the fact that the orb is able to stay in these lines, not flashed, not pushed away, just a slow play. This is an Orpa's dream. It can't go any better if you're Torji, and that's why he's got 31 kills to his name.
Hey, wait a second.
Spinks thought it was done. One more round, mate. Sit back down.
Funny.
Well, he's been putting in a haul as well. 27 for him. And this could be the final round of play. Just 5 more kills. Sakharin, is it going to be the pace change out of the mouse side?
Initial nades bear no fruit, but K-Serata with turf. And then, ooh, info.
Yeah, can't swing back into that one.
Early main control.
But Mouse have started to use Ivy quite interestingly. Fury have been giving space. They used it before to do a B split with Avant-Garde. So let's see if they're able to pull something off again. They've got Jimmy across, either for that lurk smoke or late activation. Either way, Fury have to ask questions of it. It's not a free part of the map. I don't see a lot of teams occupying it, but it's important if you do, and you're seeing why. The CT setup, it's a gamble again. It's 3 towards B. Yakinda, Yuri, Molodoi. Just Fallen and Queserado aggressively out towards Pop and A main. Just playing on the jiggle. Smoke Molly defense. Lock them out for now, but time, it's going to be against them. The CT setup will have to rejig.
Not far off from Queserato's bullets doing more. Sash and just a little light love tap.
Shortly when Jimmy drops some U2 over towards Ivy, somebody has to rotate, somebody has to acknowledge the gap, and that somebody is Molodoi. Starting to drop back now. Well, they're sticking to it. Molodoi's staying. They're not believing it. They're not buying it.
Boys, I'm flashing you in. It's going to be big.
Oh, here it comes. Any second now.
25. They're running that clock so thin. Only now is Jimmy starting to work it. Lurk. Oh, and a missed shot from Molodoi. They're in. Oh, no. 2 in a row. Doesn't matter if Yakinda and Yuri have their safe hands on their M4s. 10 seconds. This one's fallen through their fingertips. Nothing Torji can do. 7, 6, 5. It's not going to be a bomb plant. It's not going to be a Mao's finish. It's Furious surviving the first of 3 trials in this cathedral.
The gamble was right, out the gates. Fallen. Not on the open anymore, but still making the right calls. That was even with a couple of Molodoi misses. Didn't cost them at all. The rifles springing the trap, hitting the shots, securing the site. Torji's all towards Ivy this time. Oh, big nade. Top that. Nobody's even tussling with this. They don't even believe it.
Takes so much time off the clock as well.
Yeah, there's so much of a gap that could be exploited, but neither team really believing. They've done heavy Ivy setups on either side of the server. Both teams holding on to util. Both teams just jiggling, waiting for info. Waiting for something to inform the decision. Minute mark again. Bomb still loose, will need to be picked up, and the clock's still ticking.
The Mouse boys are not scared. To tussle with low time, that's a lot of nade damage. Brolin stomachs it. Block smoke 40 seconds, but all Fallen nearly goes down. Missed opportunity, gets away with murder. Does Queserato as well. A white screen pulls the trigger. Brolan taken out of the round. Here they come. Zershmi has slipped towards the train. 2 on the other side of that. Yakinda loses his head. Jimmy activates. Nice sequence. They're flooding into the site, and Molodoi can't catch a break, can't hit a shot. 2 flashes, smokes, obscure him. Yuri on the way back in on 1. Spinks goes down.
Attention.
From Pop. Oh, head. Oh! Molodoi couldn't find the pixels required. 2
One bullet left.
1 bullet. Single bullet, but this kill onto Torji would be everything. Can't have it.
Le no-scope. Ah non, même pas.
There's absolutely nothing that Yuri
Ah,
can do. We
V3.
know how this one ends.
Et voilà. Et voilà l'équipe de Moose qui remporte. Moose qui remporte ce match. C'était le premier à 19. Hein. Et oui, il y a 1-0, ils remportent juste la partie.
You can stay there. No, I'm going city. I go city. I go city to B. Nobody is burning. One B. B money. Anti-flash. People. Out B. Out lower there. I'm holding lower. Heaven low. I have lower. I have lower. I have Santaris. Out Santaris. Nothing lower. Out Santaris. Dead. Nice. One more. Nice. Nice! I have 3 dead. The discipline. Let's go, boys. Main behind. Let's Ivy, guys. I'm dead. I'm going territory. One. One side. Let him up. I don't have the teammate. Macon. One Macon. Backside. Maybe yes. Let's go. Super close ninja. Yeah, maybe even cross. Get oil. Behind. Ninja one, Dory. I'm waiting. I will kill Ninja. Make a step shot. Ninja dead. I'm waiting. Come on, big. Flash. Yes, flash. Good flash. Boom. Go play, boys. Go play. Never heaven. Good. Oil. Capus. Diffuse. Yes, so good. He got I'm lower. One slot him in. Just take points. Dead. Nice. I'm coming there. Push me. I have red. It's 8. Pop. A lot of pop. I pop. Dead. One more mid. Empty mid. Dead. One more left team in. No!
A fired up Furia on stage tonight, but it's Mouse who just about squeaked this one over the line. No surprises looking at their history. The only team they've lost on this map to is Vitality. But Jacob, let's be real, it came damn close today. They had to work to get this one over.
That was a very, very competitive map, no doubt about it. Furia had chances in this game to win it. I think Furia played some decent Counter-Strike. Again, the context of this game to me is that Mouse were the heavy favorites. I think Mouse is a significantly better team than Furia. So for them to be able to push Mouse all the way to a losing point, where I at one point thought, Janko, that Furia were probably the favorites to win, to me that was impressive. At the end of the day, though, Mouse gets it over the line, and that is not bounding well for Furia moving on.
I think it's very unfortunate for Furia that they couldn't start at least one half well. Because in the gun rounds, they were actually really, really good.
Yeah.
The problem is they had to play a ton of them, right? And couldn't get any, quote-unquote, free rounds by getting a couple of anti-equals in. I mean, they got a couple, really, but could have been more with how good they've been playing in some of these gun rounds. And for Mouse, I mean, once more, showing why they're the second-best team in the world. Keep that train streak alive against teams not named Vitality, and just the resilience, you know, it going into overtime, double overtime and whatnot, not being able to close it out, but staying composed, keeping the energy. That's the feeling that I got in some of the comms that we got to hear, you know, in those tight 14-14. You're retaking with low time on B, and you still remember to give your teammate the flash, for him to pick, to say, jump on the defuse, right? I mean, that was sort of a last-second defuse, but they left no room for Fallen to really do much.
Should we dive into round number 19? Because that got so messy. Mouse just about pulling it over the line.
Yeah, I think so. I think this describes the game pretty well. A messy start to the round down here in Ivy. I love the fact that Molotov is so aggressive and he's willing to take risk in order to make it happen. This time around, he's not hitting the shots, and you can see both set of teams almost is kind of duking it out to be the worst in this occasion. It evens out in a 4v4. Molotov falls back, and you think to yourself, Furia is in a pretty decent position, but they used a lot of utility. They kind of split up in this. Mouse with a good flash execute out of team main, and they get into a position now where Fallen, unfortunately, with the secondary up roll, the few times we saw him do that didn't really pay off. So around going the way of Mouse and around securing them, I guess, a chance going into overtime, but it was to illustrate how messy it was in this ordinary time. I think the quality of Counter-Strike actually became better in overtime. I think both teams started to play better and more structured. You spoke about the retakes. I think Furia as well on the CT side, the setups were more clean, so it felt like both teams had to warm up into the game, and once we hit overtime 1, 2, and 3, the quality of Counter-Strike became better.
Two things about that round. First of all, I don't know how Fallen didn't get the second kill in Ivy. That's just old guy's eyes. You know, I think the HE blowing up, he didn't see him, felt like he had, I think it was Torji, dead to rise. That would have been huge at that point in the game. And then great call, great read from Brolan in the end, because it was, they were not fully stacking B Furia, but they were definitely heavily leaning B. And you know, Mouse went the other side and secured that important round because their money was gone. That was it. That was their final buy.
And that's the thing, right? We look at that round and think, okay, Mouse could run away with it at that particular point. But no, Furia answer back in round 20. Then we move on to round 21. And this is where Molodoi, he's really shining bright, right?
Yeah, the young man definitely stepped up on the big stage. Right here, this is a bit of a surprising peak, right? Because Torshi just running to swing wide, but he's able to get that kill. Then Yuri didn't have the information that Jimmy was tucked away or that he could be tucked away. And now in a 4v3, they're managing to find some kills back, and you're going to see soon enough it's going to be the Molodoi show once Mouse repositions. This is another close round that Furia will this time be able to win out.
No Molodoi, no Furia. I felt like he was the most impactful player on that CT side with the AWP. He was installing a bit of fear in Mouse. As you said, Janko, he was hitting shot left, right, and center. We didn't even get to see here on Ivy that he re-smoked Ivy. Then he pushed in behind his own smoke with a USP in hand, ready to take a fight with a USP versus potential AKs walking through the smoke. This kid was playing with confidence from start to finish. You posed the question, Furia, could he deliver on the big stage? I think this was one of the greatest performances we've seen from Molodoi on a big stage. I know we haven't seen many, but the impact, the sheer impact of those 28 kills, he kept Furia alive for a long, long time.
100%. And we talked about the openers before this series began in terms of AWPing on the side of Mouse with Torsi, right? But Molodoi, Janko, he's not afraid to be making some of those aggressive plays when the team need him.
It felt like one of those maps after a long time that proves why we call Train, you know, the Opper's playground, even though it's a different version of it, because both of them had a lot of impact and both had a great game, right? But you can see just the prowess, and you know what's sort of poetic about it is the way he's doing it is how Fallen used to do it in his prime.
Yeah.
It's a lot of close range combat topping, right? It's a lot of flashy flicks, running around, jumping, like repositioning yourself. So yeah, unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for Furia to get it over the finish line.
Yeah, not enough for Furia to secure their chosen ground of Train. But I think it's time we check in with Cyclone after a close map number 1.
We've got Cyclone here. Obviously, the first map of this series is over. It was an overtime affair. Let's talk a little about what happened here in your own words.
So I think Furia is one of the best Train teams right now. That's also the reason why they picked it. They clearly had a game plan to hit B quite a lot, and it was also working for them, and they really insisted on going B. And I think similarly to their T's also, when they're CT and they smoke deep middle, they knew in this moment they could stack 3B, and we often ran into a 3-man B stack. And I think on a macro level they played quite well on Train, and maybe the pistols pull us out, and when we needed it the most, I think Ludwig stepped up and had some crucial moments. For example, this one where he enters out through middle, he runs all the way to backside on A.
Huge impact, no pun intended. If we also look at the idea that you're playing against a Fury that really brought themselves to you in overtime here, what can you tell me about before we switch to Mirage, what they're playing?
I think Mirage usually for Fury is not one of their go-to maps. I think for them, looking at the video the last few days, they would have had to prepare a few new things. I think if they're going to play their usual, we're going to win. So we should expect a team that's going to try and surprise us, similar to how right now on Train they tried to hit us so many times on B.
Thank you very much, Cyclone.
Thank you.
Love how much insight Cyclone was able to offer after what was a very close map of Train to kick off the series. He did allude to Mirage, which we'll dive into in just a second. I do want to wrap up the Mouse side of the conversation though, because Torsi, we were putting our eyes on him, Janko, rightly so, after what we saw in Austin. I think he's back. He's comfortable on stage.
Great Jame impersonation, died 9 times more than the next player on the server, but with a 34-13 scoreline, I think absolutely incredible from Torji, right? And you also saw a little bit of why we call him Mouse's best player on the big stage, right? Because he is fearless, and when he's on point, it just makes such a difference for this Mouse squad.
Without a doubt, it was great to see Torsi play well. It was great to see him, I guess, bounce back from Austin, but continue down the upwards trend that we saw in the group stage of IM Cologne. Without a doubt, the best performance he's had so far, and without a doubt, the best performance and the best map he's had in a very long time. So for Torsi to find this much impact, it's so important. And he involved himself in opening duels as well. 10 total in this game, which is significantly more than he did in the group stage.
And also not to be forgotten is he's the heart and soul of this team.
Yeah.
He's the main hype guy. He's the guy who, whether he's dead or alive, in those 3v3s in the mid-runs, he's making sure everyone knows, okay, you have this utility, you could do that, let's remember to do this, let's swing together, 3-2-1, peak now, right? Like, that's so important. I cannot emphasize enough as a former coach, how important it is to have a player who, in those situations, will keep everyone focused and sort of remind them you can't just sit there and wait for something to happen, right? Like, you play your best Counter-Strike when you're making things happen, when you're being proactive, and Toji is definitely a player on mouse who's making sure they're doing that.
100%. Even in, when it was Struggle City back in Austin when Mouse and he particularly wasn't performing in his best level of Counter-Strike, he was still delivering those hype moments to the side of Mouse. We heard it from Cyclone. He said he doesn't rate Furia too much on the map of Mirage. He didn't manage to take down Falcons back in stage 2 of the group stage, but it's a different beast when you're facing Mouse, right?
I think the best way to quantify this matchup for me is to say Mouse is world-class on Mirage, and I think Furia is decent. They can play Mirage to a decent level. As you said, we've seen that, but they're not world-class level. And I think Spinks, the combination of Spinks and Torsi on Mirage, especially on the CT side, without Spinks is constantly poking out middle from Catwalk, without Torsi is constantly moving around with AWP, trying to find opening, trying to find gaps. And with the way that Mouse...
Seigneur du trône de glace est de retour. Le roi Lich. Construisez la réplique articulée du personnage le plus célèbre de World of Warcraft. Un modèle fabriqué en métal avec effet lumineux. Le numéro 1, 50 centimes d'euros chez votre marchand de journaux et sur altaya.fr. Altaya.
Essaye le Twister de Miko. Un délicieux tourbillon glacé d'ananas et de fraises. Twister, mets du twist dans ta vie.
J'ai une commande pour Leila Premier.
La frite royale.
Avec Visa Premier, c'est royal. Deliveroo plus argent est inclus et les frais de livraison offerts.
Autant bien se protéger les moustiques.
Monsieur le Premier ministre, Monsieur le Président, j'aime pas ça du tout.
Je lance le jeu, les gars, j'arrive. Je lance le temps qu'on lance le jeu et tout. C'est normal. Je lance le jeu.